Now, ABC 3340 News at 5.
Imagine dropping your vehicle off for service and it is completely destroyed. You are taking a look right now at what's left of Fairfield Express Oil and Tire Shop. That white van there belongs to a local ministry that provides a number of services for those in need in West Alabama. Thanks so much for being with us here tonight. I'm Jennifer Gonsoulin. ABC 3340's Amber Grigley spoke with the executive director of Urban Ministry about this van and joins us now in Fairfield with more. Amber, what is the latest there that's going on?
Well, Jennifer, ministry leaders tell me they never would have imagined a simple oil change turning into something like this. They suspect that white van to be a total loss, and that could be a setback for this group that works to get so much done in the community.
It was one of those days that I think for a lot of people, we didn't start out expecting the weather to do what it did, but it certainly took a turn.
Hill Carmichael, Executive Director of Urban Ministry, says Thursday they dropped the van off at Express Oil Change to be serviced.
And the next thing we knew, the tornado had hit and destroyed a number of businesses in its path along with the Express Oil Change, and that collapsed on our van.
This is a busy time of the year for the ministry as they begin their Joe Rush program, painting and repairing homes in West Birmingham.
That van transport needed materials such as paint, ladders, to groups that come in from all over the country to work on those houses.
About 80 volunteers from all over the country are coming here to assist the Joe Rush program, making their now damaged van a necessity. Carmichael says they have received some short-term help and hopes the setback does not interfere with helping the people who need them.
We want to make sure that the groups coming in to do the work in the western part of Birmingham are having a good experience and have the resources they need to get the job done.
Now, Carmichael says it could take up to 2 weeks for them to get the van and retrieve it and to be able to move forward in this recovery process. But for now, he's asking all ministry leaders across the Birmingham area, the public, if you have anything that could assist them in this time of need, to please reach out to them. And for more information on how you can do that, head over to our website, abc3340.com, and search for this story. In Fairfield, Amber Grigley, ABC 3340 News.
Thanks a lot there, Amber. A Fairfield family who lost everything in Thursday's tornado says they are blessed. Why? Well, that's because the community has thrown their 6-year-old son 2 birthday parties since that tornado hit. His 6th birthday was Friday. Today, he enjoyed a celebration over at Sky Zone Hoover. His mom says even though they don't have a place to go home to tonight, her son is happy.
I told him, I said, I promise you still gonna have a good birthday. I said, we're gonna figure something out. And it turned out the best birthday ever.
Coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, hear about the lesson the 6-year-old boy and his brother are now learning as the community helps them out. Right now, a boat in Colombia sinking with about 150 people on board. ABC 3340's Melanie Yule is live here in the newsroom with the latest. Melanie.
Jennifer, this is a tourist boat that sank in a reservoir near the town of Medellin. Now, the Air Force has said that a helicopter is heading to the scene right now, and the city's mayor also says that firefighters and scuba divers are heading there too. And some video that has been posted on social media shows a lot of boats in the area rushing to the scene to help people on this tourist boat that sank. It's not clear right now if there are any casualties. Authorities have not released any numbers on the people who have been rescued or who could be missing right now. But as we learn more about this story, we will continue to update you on air and online. In the newsroom, Melanie Yule, ABC 3340 News.
Thanks a lot there, Melanie. Officials confirm a weak earthquake hitting eastern Tennessee this morning. The magnitude 2.6 quake happening about 3 miles south of Lenoir City reportedly caused no damage. The U.S. Geological Survey says the seismic zone extending across Tennessee and parts of Georgia and Alabama is one of the most active in the southeast. The zone is not known to have had a large earthquake, though some have caused minor damage. And of course, we want to know what's going on with our weather here. Megan, today was wonderful. What a great comeback from what we've seen here in a few previous days.
Yeah, I was going to say we didn't see much rain today. The rain that was falling on radar this afternoon actually didn't hit the ground. The dew points are too low, meaning there's no moisture at the low levels, meaning it just evaporated. Can you believe the high today was 80 degrees? Let me remind everybody, we are in the midst of summer in Alabama, so 80 degrees at this time of year is really pretty remarkable. 89 is our average, and of course we did not break a record by any means. Right now it's 75 degrees in Birmingham, 76 in Anniston and in Tuscaloosa. Coming up, we'll take a look at the satellite and radar and show you when rain creeps back into our forecast. Jennifer.
Thanks, Megan. Right now, Rochester police are continuing to search for the suspect who shot an officer in the face. This is video you're about to see of the scene last night where the officer was shot on the city's northeast side. Officer Jeremy Nash is suffering serious injuries but is not facing life-threatening injuries, fortunately. That shooting sparked a massive search operation. Officer Nash is 36 years old and an 11-year veteran of Rochester's police department. In Pakistan, 153 people killed after an oil tanker overturned and burst into flames. The people rushed to the scene of the accident to gather leaking fuel. The latest deaths happened at the hospital where around 50 critically injured died, many suffering extensive burns. Officials expect the death toll to rise as dozens are in critical condition there. An amusement park ride coming to a screeching halt. A 14-year-old left dangling nearly 25 feet from the ground of a sky ride at Six Flags in upstate New York. The teenager riding alongside her child relative who was desperately holding on to her. The girl eventually wrestling herself free, falling into the arms of the crowd waiting down there to catch her. The girl had to be airlifted to a nearby hospital without any serious injuries.
They actually used my term, mean. That was my term, because I want to see, and I speak from the heart. That's what I want to see. I want to see a bill with heart.
A bill with heart. We have heard this repeatedly from the president. This is what he wants from the Senate GOP health care proposal that is causing a rift in the Republican Party. The White House now says Mr. Trump supports the Senate version, but there is a number of Republican senators there who don't feel that it's going to do enough.
The biggest lie in healthcare in the last 10 years was if you like your doctor, you can keep him. Second biggest lie is your premiums are going down. And there isn't anything in this piece of legislation that will lower your premiums.
Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell can only afford to lose 2 Republican votes and still get that bill passed. He said he is hoping for a vote by 4th of July weekend, leaving just over 1 week for negotiations. President Donald Trump saying that he thinks they can get it done. From one app to another, Snapchat, the latest feature that may be a new way to explore the world, but could the new feature on the app update be a stalker's dream come true?
And you really are a special, beautiful couple, and I hope everybody right now is going to get back to dates.
President Donald Trump, known as the chief wedding crasher at his properties, but this weekend, though, he was an invited guest as a new cabinet member exchanged vows.
And we saw a mix of sun and clouds today, but the sunshine returns in full force as we kick off that work week. Humidity levels will be down, but we do introduce a chance of rain as we head into the rest of this week. We break it down for you hour by hour coming up after the break. Stay with us.
If there's one thing we know about President Donald Trump, is that he loves a wedding. Mr. Trump stayed in Washington, D.C. this weekend to celebrate Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin's wedding. Now, he is a former Hollywood movie producer. There was a lot of bridal bling for that wedding, as you can imagine. When it comes to what makes a marriage last, though, President Donald Trump says it is less glitz and more grit.
What Melania is so good at, we just have this natural relationship. It's like my mother and father. They were married 63 years. I've always heard you have to work at a good relationship. My father didn't work at a good relationship. He went home, he had dinner, he went to bed, he took it easy, he watched television. My mother did the same thing. She cooked them dinner.
This weekend, though, is all about the newly married Mnuchins and their presidential guest. Coming up, expect historically packed roadways out there as many people will be traveling for the 4th of July. And if you happen to be one of them, your wallet might be feeling a little heavier this holiday. Stay with us.
An update now to that breaking news we brought you about a tourist boat sinking in a reservoir in Colombia with 150 people on board. A police chief in Colombia now saying 30 people are missing. An Air Force helicopter is heading to the scene, as well as local firefighters and scuba divers. As we learn more, we will update you on air and online. In the newsroom, Melanie Ewell, ABC 3340 News.
Thanks, Melanie. Stalking on Snapchat. Today, critics are blasting the popular app's newly launched location sharing feature. That new Snap Map pinpoints where users are in the neighborhood. Snapchat's representatives are saying that location sharing is off by default, though, in a setting called ghost mode, and that it's impossible to share your location with someone who's not your friend.
Interesting, but I think that it's kind of scary at the same time.
I'd much rather be my own stalker than have to worry about someone knowing exactly where I am.
To set it up in camera mode, pinch to zoom out and view that map. Share your location by clicking on the top right icon. The map also includes public snaps of what's happening at users' favorite venues. If you are planning to travel for the 4th of July holiday, you won't be the only one out there on the roadway. AAA is expecting 44.2 million people traveling 50 miles or more from their homes. That's an increase of 1.25 million travelers over last year, making it the most traveled Independence Day weekend since AAA has been counting. And if you are traveling for the 4th of July, good news out there for you. Gas prices taking a dip, dropping 7 cents nationally over the past 2 weeks, down to $2.32. You can thank the lower costs for crude oil. Gas in San Francisco was the highest there, averaging $3.06 a gallon. The lowest, Charleston, South Carolina, $1.91. Diesel is down 3 cents from 2 weeks ago. That, of course, is good news. And today would have been a great day to just ride around with those windows down because it was just awesome out there, Megan.
It was really nice. The clouds